Good morning, children. Today again we'll continue chapter health and diseases and we'll learn today infectious and non-infectious diseases. Children, disease can be broadly divided into two: communicable or infectious diseases and non-communicable and or non-infectious diseases. So the diseases which are caused by some pathogen and they are transmitted from one person to another, they are known as infectious or the communicable diseases, either by direct contact or through an external agency. Now these diseases, they are caused by microorganisms, sometimes protozoans, sometimes different organisms. Now, depending on the causative agent, they are classified into particular groups like viral diseases, bacterial disease, protozoans, helminthes, fungal, rickettsia. So, viral diseases like influenza, measles, polio, they are caused by virus. Bacterial diseases include typhoid, diphtheria, whooping cough, leprosy, etc. Protozoan diseases include amoebiasis, malaria, sleeping sickness. Helminthes disease included Ascaris, elephantiasis, etc. Fungal diseases include ringworm, candidiasis. Rickettsia disease involved typhus fever, trench fever, etc. Now come to non-communicable or non-infectious diseases. Now these diseases, they do not spread from one infected person to a healthy person. And they are classified into particular groups like deficiency diseases, degenerative diseases, cancerous diseases, allergic diseases. So deficiency diseases is caused by the deficiency of some nutrients in the diet or hyposecretion of hormones like night blindness. It is caused by the deficiency of vitamin A, scurvy caused by deficiency of vitamin C, etc. Degenerative disease occurs due to degeneration of certain body tissues like arthritis, stroke diseases, heart diseases, etc. Cancerous diseases occur due to uncontrolled growth and division of cells in certain body tissues. Allergic diseases include hypersensitivity of body to certain external agents called allergies. Why it is important to learn about the categories of infectious diseases. Now these categories are important factors in deciding what kind of treatment to use. Like virus, bacteria, protozoans and different organisms, they have some common biological characters for each group. So virus, bacteria and fungi, they multiply very quickly but flatworm, roundworm multiply slowly. And the life process of each group, they are unique and common within the group. So virus, they live inside the host cell, whereas bacteria rarely do so. All bacteria, they are closely related to each other. The virus, the life processes of bacteria, they are similar. And the medicines which are given to patients to kill or stop infection are the agent to multiply. So drugs that block one of the life processes in one member of the group is likely to be the effective against many other members of the same. Now means of spread. How this communicable diseases spread? So these diseases which are transmitted from one reservoir of infection or an infected person to the healthy person but susceptible person. So microbial agents can commonly move from an infected person to someone else in a variety of ways. Number one is the droplet infection. So it is an airborne infectious disease which is spread through droplet of infected spray from the mouth, nose and upper air passages of an infectious person. These droplets may in fact be from a person who directly breathes them in. So some droplets, they fall to the ground where they become dry and mix in the microscopic dust. So when this dust is disturbed, it may carry infection to a person who breathes it. See here the diagram, children. Transmission of airborne disease. So small droplets which operates nuclei in this zone. So here droplet nuclei carried in the air current for minutes to 10 up to hours. Then ventilation and large droplets they fall on the ground. Okay. Now the dust. Droplets as well as the dust are the chief sources of airborne infection. The importance of this that infection is mostly likely to occur inside buildings and in living rooms, bedrooms and workrooms that are overcrowded. Now personal contact, so it is the direct mode of catching the infection. Like certain skin diseases like scabies and yaws, they may spread quickly in this way. Now vectors, pests and domestic animals, they also act as carriers of different kind of infectious diseases. Many insects, they play a great role in spreading serious diseases in man and domestic animals. Houseflies spread infectious diseases like cholera, diarrhea, gonorrhea, etc. Water and food. So some diseases, they are propagated through water. These are popularly called waterborne and foodborne diseases. For example, milk from tuberculosis infected cows may cause tuberculosis of glands, bones and joints in children. Diphtheria is also disseminated through infected food or water. The inoculation, the infection of a slight abrasion or wound of the skin by the casual organism of anthrax, tetanus and rabies, it is a common method of spread of these diseases. The inanimate objects which are used by the diseased person can transmit the infectious disease to the healthy person. For example, the books, furniture, bedding, clothes, towels, etc. They are liable to spread the disease quickly. So here see common methods of transmission of diseases, children. It's a cycle. Okay. See here, affected person through food, through mosquito, direct, indirect, by air. Okay. Now manifestations of diseases we'll learn in our next class. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.